Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. This In Wheel Time car show is recorded Sunday, June 13th at the Wheelchairs for Warriors car show at Bayway Chevrolet in Pearland, Texas. Our next live show returns next Saturday. Enjoy.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Coming up, more guests from today's remote broadcast here at Bayway Chevrolet in Pearland. Konrad has his car clinic. I'll have this week's auto news. Howdy, along with Mike, out of this world Mars. King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. And the fabulous David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us today. It's hot. It's like Hades out here at the Bayway parking lot, but I have to kind of brag about the fact that pretty full. This is really a nice car show
for the inaugural. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and for you that are watching, listening, ogling, wanting to be here, come on down.
Still got time.
Yeah, it's open until 6 o'clock. But right now, our
what is it for again?
Wheelchairs for Warriors.
Thank you. Right now, our guest in the remote studio is Greg and Marty, and I assume that since you're married that your names are the same at the end.
Yes.
Graves.
Yes.
And I think that it's rather appropriate that your name is Graves and you drive an ambulance.
Yes, it's
A
a
hearse ambulance.
Yeah.
How did that work out? I mean, did you kind of said, okay, well, our last name is Graves, let's just go ahead and buy an ambulance?
Well, I was looking for a 55 two-door hardtop that my parents sold when I was overseas, and I never saw the money or the car. And Marty says, well, why don't you look online and just pick out something? So I looked at Little Valley Auto Ranch in Belton, Texas in 2008, and I kept seeing this ambulance in the field.
Oh, it was in the field.
It was in the field. It was kind of a white color.
Behind everything else.
Yeah, but it stuck out further than everything else. So I said, it's been extended, but because it's an ambulance, I worked at Texas Children's Hospital, so I was familiar with ambulances. So I kept looking, and I just didn't pay attention. So after about, 6 months of procrastinating, it went off the site. So it was off for about 6 weeks, and lo and behold, it came back on, and it was painted just like you see it, red on the bottom and white on the top, and a reduced price. So we went to Belton, Texas, and purchased it on August the 8th of 2008.
So somebody restored it.
It is a national body-built combination hearse ambulance built in the factory in Nicetown, Indiana in 1957. They started the car by the tag number of the Cal tag. It's a onyx black two-door utility sedan, no back seat, and the tweed cloth black and silver.
Okay. So it's a Nomad.
No.
It
was a two-door sedan. No, it was a two-door sedan car.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And they did all of that to it?
Right behind the front post, they cut it off, the frame. And they extended it 30 inches by putting two pieces of C-channel welded together, 51 inches long from the pillar where it is to the spring hanger.
So why do you think that they did that and didn't use, like, for instance, a utility truck like a Suburban or a Nomad? Why didn't they do that?
They wanted more height, too.
So is that
they
the
raised
roof
line?
So
that
really
is a custom roof line.
Ah, there you go.
An extended door that's 36 inches long, custom glass.
Yeah.
Rear door is actually off of a sedan delivery. And when they extended it 30 inches, it's now 144-inch wheelbase, 12-foot wheelbase, and the body is 19 feet 4 inches long.
So in 1957, I can only imagine that it must cost at least $100,000 back then. All that work and labor that they put in that thing?
1995.
And the car originally cost $1,850 as a utility two-door sedan.
So they only charged another $1,000 for all that
No,
work?
1995.
1995.
So
Never mind.
Back in 57, math is hard, Don. So back in 57, you could have had an ambulance from 57 Chevy ambulance for less than $4,000.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that you'd want one.
Wow, that's pretty cool. How many others have you seen?
There were 7 ever made.
Okay, so yours is one of 7.
And we know where all 7 are.
Oh, really?
They still exist.
Yes. 2 are in museums in Mexico. 2 are in Canada. There's one down in Brazil. There's one in Tennessee at a funeral home, and ours.
Now, is the one in Tennessee, is it a hearse?
Yes.
Well, they
Yours
use
is an ambulance,
They use it more
but-
as a hearse. Yes.
But it's colored for a hearse, so it's all black and
No.
everything?
No, it's
bright
all
red.
red.
Oh, really?
Red with a
Solid
red
red
hearse.
interior.
Now, that'd be an interesting...
and silver.
That's a way to
interior.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing you could add to it is make it a convertible.
Ah.
So, yeah, you got that the
Well, that would be a
casket out
flower
there.
car.
Or
It
get
would
a
be a
sun
flower
tub
car.
in it.
Could be a flower car.
And people are dying to get in it.
They are. Yes,
Did you read our sign?
No, I did not. I did not.
Our sign says Graves Funeral Home. People are dying to do business with it.
How cool is that? So powertrain-wise, though, what was the original engine that was in it? I'm assuming.
Still
283.
Still
Okay.
the original, we think, 283.
Is it okay?
Power glide, treadle vac brakes, and that's it. No power steering.
We've added that.
So
Right.
you drive it, right?
But it had a
I
huge.
do drive it.
It had a
occasionally.
huge
But
generator
the truck is
on it.
mine.
Oh.
The regular generators were like 5 inches,
Right.
maybe 6. This thing's 7.5 inches tall and an 8.
Trying
inches
to run
long.
all the electronics
Yeah.
back
Well,
in
yeah.
those days, which weren't
We're
No.
much.
Now, does it,
transistorized
does
like
it
they are
still
today.
have the original?
I
You're
bought-
going to have to turn that on when you go back.
It's called
Yeah.
the siren, Don.
It does have that.
It does.
Like anything else, you can buy it online. When we got the car, she emailed her sister and says, we bought a 1957 Chevrolet ambulance. She sends back a YouTube video from Fraser Fields in British Columbia. Oh, you mean like this one?
Oh, you're
And-
kidding.
Yeah, and his is red and white. And it had oldambulances.com. So
That's how we knew where the other ones were.
Right.
'cause
So he
knew
told me.
all about them, and he said, "We've been waiting to see where you were."
It's like the
We've
old
been
highway
waiting to
patrol
find
movie.
yours.
Find this, the
Right.
final
right,
one of the
right,
7.
the final 7.
But
yeah.
you need to ask her about her truck next to it. That's hers too.
Yeah, that's my
Well,
truck.
We'll get there.
I'm going to get there.
The ambulance came to Texas. We did a title search. For anybody out there who wants to know if you're in a classic car, just get a DOT form, $5.75, and they'll tell you how long that vehicle has been registered in Texas. This vehicle came to Texas in 1986 from California.
Fort Irwin, California, and
Okay.
the only thing in Fort Irwin
Is
is
the United States
military-
Air Force
military
military
base.
base. And the
And
guy's name and headquarters, 631st Infantry, Fort Irwin. So we know it was a military ambulance. And
when we got a hold of that guy in British Columbia, he said that the military didn't like the tunnel roofs up on the top.
The lights up
the
on the top.
lights on the top, and so ours doesn't have that. His does, and so that was kind of an indication it might be a military
Now in
vehicle.
'57, weren't on many of them the actual siren sitting outside on the fender?
Right, or on the light and
Yes.
light and siren combination.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I talked to Frazier, he said the Federal Model 17 light is period correct from 56 to 62, and the Federal 28 siren that we purchased is correct from 56 to 62.
Oh, wow.
So I noticed that that in the bumpers you've got red lights. Is that standard, or did you do that?
I did that.
That's beautiful.
Pontiac 50 Pontiac
Tail lights.
LED tail lights that I hooked up with a flash.
Fit perfect, huh?
Fit perfect. 3.5 inches.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would hope that has air conditioning on it.
No,
It doesn't?
neither one.
Because I know back in '57, I don't think Chevrolet offered air conditioning, but I think there was some
But
other.
the good news in 57, if you look right above the lights, it's a screened area, and that's a grill. Goes
Yeah,
through
right
a
above the headlight.
5-inch diameter tubes on each side of above the fenders and right into the interior of the car.
So you get some.
You get
Air
good
flow.
ventilation.
And your vent windows always blow. This
Well,
air
yeah.
blows on her. This air blows on that. And when we have the sliders, when we built the
The partition
grill
in
wall
the back.
partition, and the windows don't close all the way, the air just goes on in the back. You can just run with the windows down.
Well,
a
you know,
little
most
bit.
of these people that are walking around here today, most of them, don't remember the fact that, cars didn't have air conditioning.
Right.
We didn't have air conditioning. Did you have air conditioning?
Not until like the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 60s. As a matter of fact,
Early
Dad's
60s, yeah.
first purchase down here was a 60, I want to say is a 62 Buick, and it was a LeSabre that didn't have air conditioning.
Yeah, well, air conditioning, I don't think air conditioning was even very popular until 65, 66,
Yeah,
67.
yeah.
You could get them in the 50s, but they were kind of bulky, and I remember
were in the trunk.
They were in the trunk,
Or
and they
hanging
came
out.
up
Yeah,
those
the
big
tube that
tubes
comes
up the
up.
back.
Or
Right?
hanging outside of the window.
That was a
Yeah.
swamp cooler.
right.
Yeah.
That was a swamp cooler.
A version of air conditioning.
My 55 two-door hardtop had the tubes in the back with air conditioning. It was factory air was started in 56. That would have been a dealer item added on, and that's why I bought my 55 for $200 for the blown-up 265
Oh, wow.
before I went in the military.
Yeah. Well,
And that's
okay.
why you wanted to find
Yeah,
it.
it was my dream car. I was going to have it forever.
So let's talk about the 57 Chevy truck.
Okay.
That's sweet. And everybody and his mother probably tell you the same thing,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
So a little bit of history about the truck.
We found it in Splendora, which
Okay.
is just north
Hop,
of
skip, and a
Houston,
jump,
and
yep.
it was already painted the red and white, and somebody had already changed it out to a 350 Trans,
Nice.
and so we drove it home.
And I guess no rust.
Yeah, there's rust. If you look close, of course, the bottoms of the doors,
The
those
typical
kinda
places, yep.
Places, yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, is the gas tank still behind the seat?
No, they moved that to the back of the truck, the pickup, and put a Tahoe
Yeah.
cover on it.
And no air conditioning in that either?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why you got
you're
vent
really
windows
into.
and-
So it kind of goes with the theme of the ambulance. You all are into self-torture.
Yes.
So you just drive yourself right to the hospital after you drive it on a day like today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's-
obviously you must have everybody come up to you wanting to talk about that ambulance, and with the truck parked next to it, it's just a gimme.
You
know?
can't go buy gas without somebody stopping. Can I take a picture of your ambulance? I mean, we've driven to Dallas a couple of times, and you stop at Madisonville halfway, get some gas, and everybody just floods on the car.
Oh, stopping at Buc-ee's in Madisonville.
Yeah, there you go.
You got to stop at
Everybody-
Buc-ee's.
It's the thing to do.
That is too funny. Well, so do y'all have any other plans for them? Just to join them?
Enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drive them as long as we can.
Just don't let that rust get too far out of hand.
That's right.
Are you going to try to mitigate some of that before too long, or?
Well, we had a lot of work done to it, and we've had engine work done and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll probably eventually.
I had a
you know.
55 pickup truck that I bought from a mechanic at Richardson Chevrolet, and it had a 350 engine in it, and it had a 3-speed automatic transmission. It was all decked out, custom seats and console and air conditioning and an extra gas tank, all that stuff, except they didn't deal with the rust.
Oh.
And that back part of the cab, where it all comes together back there in that rounded
corner
area.
cab.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. And I sold it before I did anything with it. And, I think today that they actually make pieces that you can weld in there.
Yes, they
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
So I know that because the popularity, parts and body panels have become more popular for them, and they're making them now.
Yeah, you can even buy the whole cab.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
The whole cab?
Oh, yeah.
Whole cab.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh, why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah. Just got to know where to look. We
Well,
call
Greg-
it cubic dollars, whatever you want
Yeah,
to spend
no
on it.
Exactly. Now, what part of town do you guys live in?
We're in Manville.
Oh, in Manville.
Yeah.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah,
South
not too
of
far.
us here.
Awesome.
So
Well,
what else do you drive besides these two? What is your daily driver?
I've got a GMC
Acadiana.
Acadiana.
Okay.
And I've
And
got
he
her
has a
old 2007
Trailblazer.
Trailblazer.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're Chevy all the way.
So these are the garage kept ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful pair of vehicles. I can understand why everywhere you go, people stop to talk to you, because the last time I saw, and it had to be yours, you guys were at Woody's Waterfront, I think it was 2 years ago
Yes.
in 19.
Yeah.
And you had them both there parked next to each other. We didn't get a chance to talk to you then. That's why I want to make sure Mike got a chance to talk to you. We got
Right.
a chance to talk to you today.
Good.
What a cool car. One of 7.
One of 7 ever made.
So that's going to go on unicorn hunting.
There you go.
Thank you
And the
both.
siren. Want to hear
Thank
the
you.
siren?
Thank you
Yeah.
for
all
having
right.
us.
Well, we'll blast the siren for you.
Yeah.
Greg and Marty
Thank you both
Graves,
very,
thanks so
very
much
much.
for stopping
Okay.
by. Great talking to you
Thank
guys.
you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Oh, we
Thank
will.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Coming up, we've got more guests from the show, the car show here at Bayway Chevrolet. Konrad's going to have his car clinic, and I'm going to have some headlines for you. That's all coming up next here on the In Wheel Time Car Show. And by the way,
If you ever want to get a hold of us, just shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. So it's time now for Konrad's Car Clinic. I was kind of waiting for you, but I know that you always have something good and interesting. And is it kind of relatable to today's?
Well, if I can get a mic, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, as summer approaches, and so does the hot weather, and we're here today, there's a lot of things you can do to kind of help keep your car cool from the hot summer. And how do you make your air conditioning system a little bit more efficient when you don't do anything really mechanical to it? So there's a couple of things you can do. One of the things is park in the shade. Definitely use a window shade on the dash to reflect the sun load out, because inside of a car you could easily get 140, 150 degrees inside of a car. So the more of that heat you can reflect out, tinting the windows. I tend to leave the windows cracked or the sunroof cracked open, especially the sunroof.
The sunroof?
To let some of the hot air, because the hot air rises, will vent out of the inside of the vehicle. Now, you can do it on a beautiful day. You got to be a little careful when it's rainy out.
Where you park it,
And then there are actually companies that sell these little fans that you roll your window down. You put this little long blade fan on it and roll your window up, and it's got a solar fan, so it's circulating. You get one for each side. It circulates air in on one side and out on the other to kind of keep the interior cooler for you.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
J.C. Whitney?
Well, probably that's about where you'd have to go to it, but I've seen them. You can see them. You can find them online.
I remember seeing them that had the solar chargers.
Right.
Yeah.
No batteries or nothing.
Right,
just
little solar fans. The other thing is you want to always make sure you check your evaporator, the radiator area. Make sure there's not a lot of leaves clogged up there. You can also get a little plastic bag up there. That's going to have a negative impact on the performance of your air conditioning. Keep that little area where the air intake happens as well clean of debris, especially now that all the trees have fallen out and you've got pine needles and stuff.
All the trees are gone.
Yeah, all the trees are gone. Sounds like a song out of the 60s. You want to keep that air inlet clean so you get good airflow. The other thing is you want to keep your cabin air filter clean so you have good airflow. The more air you can move, the cooler things happen. There are some people that I try and teach everybody on your air buttons. So most people drive on recirc all the time. And recirculation means you're cooling the air inside the car. And about 95% of the air that's going through the AC system is coming from inside the car.
Right.
When you first start your car, turn it to normal.
Yeah, so it blows all that hot air out.
Right. So now you're going to draw in the 105-degree outside air and blow the 150-degree inside air, and it's going to just help your air conditioning system cool a little bit faster, because you're not trying to cool 150-degree air. You're just trying to cool the outside air. And air conditioning systems are going to remove heat from the air. They don't necessarily, I say cool, but what they do is they remove heat from the air. So on a super hot day, and let's go to Arizona, if it's 120 degrees out, you may only get a 75-degree outlet temperature. You're not going to get that 50-degree outlet temperature you can get on a 100-degree day. Generally, the delta is about 40, 45 degrees of temperature drop on an air conditioning system. So that's ways you can help your AC system.
Sweet.
Or just roll the windows down all day.
That's the 40-40 air.
That's
all
the-
four windows down, you do 40 miles an hour. 40,
60
That's what we
miles
used
an
to
hour.
do.
We used to do 60, and then turn, and like they do on theirs, turn the vents in
Yep,
so they
did
blow
that too.
blow the air on
Yep.
it. I've also had some people had bypass the heater. Talked about bypassing the heater cores on their vehicles, because the heater core is always getting a little bit of hot air, hot water, and all of the air passes through the heater
I had
core.
an old Chevy Caprice that had a lever, a little lever.
Right.
You just turn off the heater core.
Right.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, most cars have a switch on them to turn the water flow to the heater core off, but there's still a little bit of water gets
Yeah.
through it.
This was
and-
under the hood. You had to actually crank it.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I had a
that's how
next
you
door
can help
neighbor
your-
that actually put a valve from the water
Yeah,
faucet
yeah.
in there.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
That'll work.
It'll work.
It'll work.
You could, ultimately, if you're
It's not
kind
high
of
pressure.
crazy, you can use your windshield washers and spray water on the condenser, and it will help your air conditioning system cool
Wow,
better.
that's tricky there.
And then when
Yeah.
you're stuck in traffic, kind of rev the engine up to about 1,200 RPM, and that helps your air conditioning system cool much
Nice.
better as well.
Very good tip.
Kind of like lifting your skirt up. Get the little breeze going down under there.
Do it all the time.
What?
You told me not to go there.
No,
When we opened the show, you said this is a public show. We don't want to go there. So
No,
I'll
I'm
leave it
just
alone.
saying, hey man, you're gonna blow your skirt up.
There you go.
Blow your skirt up. That'll
Blow your
work.
skirt up. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or,
All
your,
right, time
or,
now.
or your kilt.
In my case, that would be the case. Time now for a couple of stories making auto news headlines this week. Parkopedia's parking and payment services will now be available to Toyota and Lexus brand vehicles in North America. What is it? The new Park with Parkopedia service will cover locating, reserving, and paying for off-street parking in the 2018 model year or newer Toyota and Lexus vehicles, according to Toyota North America. The app is integrated into the Toyota and Lexus smartphone apps and vehicle infotainment systems and can be downloaded via the Apple and Google Play app stores. Toyota will use Parkopedia's payment platform to handle payments with coverage across major parking providers, including 60,000 off-street locations and more than 6,000 reservable locations in the United States. Those megala monster. You go downtown, it seems like every parking lot is owned by this one company. Can't
And
remember
they
their
charge
name.
you out the nose.
Out the wazoo.
And then when basketball or baseball are in town or there's an event downtown, the price triples.
Yeah.
'Cause
Nice folks.
It's got variable pricing.
Yeah, it's got that. General Motors will build some 2021 full-size pickups and SUVs without the fuel-saving feature because of the global microchip shortage. Actually, it's going to be significant. The feature which turns off the engine when the vehicle isn't moving will no longer be available on select models of the 21 Chevy Tahoe and Suburban, the GMC Yukon and Yukon XL, and Cadillac Escalade and Escalade ESV SUVs. I don't call it Escalade, have you noticed?
Escalade. Mm-hmm. Well, you've never been a fan of the auto start-stop anyhow.
I hate it. Absolutely despise it.
There is a true fuel performance benefit to it, but I know you're not a fan of it. I remember that Audi diesel we drove, and it almost felt like every time it turned off, it felt like somebody hit the back of it with another vehicle. I mean, it was really aggressive.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's truly annoying. There are some cars that have more powerful engines that have the feature that you really don't feel it. And if that's the case, great. But most of them are these little bitty four-cylinder engines, and then when they start, they kind of shudder to a stop. And then when they start, they shutter open the same way. It just,
How's that go again, Jeff?
what is that?
No, that's you
That's
after
the sound
Mexican food.
he was making earlier today.
Was that you, Konrad?
That was him,
No,
yeah.
that wasn't me. Well, so you heard Nissan is set to reveal the 2022 Z car on August 17th, possibly bearing the name 400Z in reference to the likelihood of it having a 400 horsepower.
Why don't they just call it the Z and just leave it at that?
I think that would work, but they're saying it's going to have a twin turbo 3-liter 400 horsepower V6.
That wouldn't surprise me. All right. Time now for a quick break here on the In Wheel Time Show. We're coming to you live today from Bayway Chevrolet in Pearland. And if you're listening to this on a delayed basis, like in some sort of a fine replay,
Podcast,
whatever the case may be, that's where we are. Wheelchairs for Warriors is the name of the actual beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to continue our broadcast right after a quick break. Stay with us. We invite you to stay with us. Is that okay? Will you stay
Absolutely.
here too?
I'm gonna
okay,
stay.
Thank you.
We all know about aftermarket and online parts stores, and each one has something to offer, but they don't offer original factory parts. That's where Bayway comes in. For original factory parts, visit the Bayway stores first. Give them a call or stop by. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln carry a complete line of parts for the do-it-yourselfer. Keeping your newer classic original means a lot, and you can count on these fully stocked parts departments to help keep it that way. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln, keeping it original. Tailpipes and Tacos expands again. Now you'll be able to participate at 3 Loopy Tortilla locations. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier Saturday morning cruise-in, featuring made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and good times. Mark your calendar for Saturday, June 19th for Tailpipes and Tacos, now at 3 Loopy Tortilla locations. Highway 249 in Tomball, West U on 59 near Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. At Tailpipes and Tacos, you'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto-mods. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at 3 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy, Tomball, and West U. Drag racer car enthusiast and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, June 19th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In Real Time Car Show will be broadcasting from the Katy location. Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday morning, June 19th, 8 to 11 a.m., now at 3 locations, Tomball, Katy, and West U. Weather permitting. You see all the new ceramic car wash cleaners on TV now, but John Gray at Gulf Coast Auto Shield has been using ceramic coatings on Houston's most expensive cars for years, and he'll tell you that nothing beats the real thing. Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs a coating over your paint that actually comes with a warranty. If you just picked up your Lambo, your Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, any other exotic car, chances are your car will have company that have already found Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Now, you don't have to own an exotic. Maybe you got a truck, an SUV, or even an older vehicle that needs a little love. Well, let John Gray give it a look and give you an estimate on refurbishing that paint and making your vehicle look new again. How about getting a gift certificate for the wife's birthday or anniversary from Gulf Coast Auto Shield and tell her, honey, I know you love your car, so why don't we get it looking new again? It'll be the best gift ever, one that she'll never forget. Get hold of John Gray at gcautoshield.com or give him a call, 832-264-0670. Gulf Coast Auto Shield. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.